Watch out for Gamergate, the public enemy of the world. Number 1. It is the main hashtag responsible for driving girls out of the gaming industry. Harassing and doxing female developers harassed women throughout history made the gaming industry revert 20 years back, triggering innocent SJWs, triggering Tumblr drive mood out of 4chan, made Anita cry, twist the media spreading fake corruption, sad puppies hijacking of the Hugo Awards, COD's red chant made an on-level up, brainwashing innocent women and minorities into participating in a mass woman-hating movement against their all, propagating rape culture, increasing the ego of the evil heterosexual white man, driving Double Fine out of business. In progress, driving lots of indies out of the gaming industry. In progress, turned Peppy into a normal fag, in the Beachbody Ready campaign, ridiculizing the jazz hands, pro Gamergate bias on Wikipedia, turning Twitter and shitposting central, paid mods, postal series hatred, injured Achilles heel, spread misogyny to the Titanic while disguised as an iceberg, Ezekiel 23:24 to fight Hitler's pants to withstand assassination attempt, annexed West Pakistan, made the Democrats lose the midterm elections, porn and sex, the Vietnam War, Steam refunds defunded NASA, made megaphones unemployable, voice acting in Fallout 4 keeping women and minorities out of SDJ airplay, the spread of waifu fags, the raping of the Sabine women, fired the Yaima and cancelled Silent Hills, broke Guillermo del Toro's Greasy Heart, assisted Vincent van Gogh's suicide, convinced Capcom to cancel Mega Man Legends 3, continues to delay George R.R. Martin's next book, The Potato Famine of Ireland, sparked entitled Backlash that censored Mac Walters and Casey Hudson's artistic vision, the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman is actually Professor Zoom, the flooding of Ho-Ain popularized brown and gray shooters. Primary suspect in the drive-by shootings of Tupac and Biggie was best friends with Lee Harvey Oswald, regularly enjoys playing games on Mr. Birch's Wii U, introduced Kentaro Miura to the Idemexter series, gave Russell eye cancer, refuses to share cure for cancer, architect of EA's company Cannibalism designed the Hindenburg removed base building from Dawn of War 2, stair raped Lady Godiva as she rode through town, made Day 1 patches the industry standard, assisted in the Babington plot, killed Ryan Davis, doesn't miss Ryan Davis, refunded NASA, aided Robert Hansen in spying for the Soviets, helped John Wayne Gacy hide the bodies, crashed Germanwings Flight 9525, no survivors, stole Mitchell Henderson's iPod, taught usury to the Jews, removed blast processing from the Sins, holds hands with your waifu, created the infamous Plan B, is the they and what's that they say? Votes for the crappiest games during Steam sales, convinced the English to fire rape Gene Dark, invented the pay-to-win model, hunts whales in violation of international law, lead influence in the continued creation of franchise reboots such as the 4F and Star Wars Battlefield, rapes congressional hashtags, bought out your friendly local game shop and replaced it with a GameStop, subscribed to PewDiePie, creating Dragon's Dogma Online instead of a true sequel, killing Reddit, ruined the noble Sam Biddle's reputation, removing Twitter backgrounds, making Diax a neo-fag, constructing a misogynist utopia on Mars, convinced NWO they weren't too old to attend, main influence on Pixels and lead factor in its failure, helped Japan in making sure TPP didn't pass, World of Warcraft, Legion of Snowflakes, made Hugo Award-winning author John Scalzi cry, gave the Fantastic Four the silent treatment at Comic-Con, made Oliver Campbell feel like a house nigger, helping me beat IGA, caused innocent bystanders to acquire a taste for freeform jazz, ruined the pristine reputation of Black Lives Matter through the racist medium of shitposting, made Robin Williams commit Sudoku in order to create Gamergate in 2011, convinced film critics give the intellectual critique of geek culture, Sucker Punch, bad reviews, convinced journalists it's about ethics, always interrupting Kurtzky, called in 100 bomb threats on themselves, brought chaos to the streets of South Florida, overtook Morton Salt as the world's leading salt producer, horrified poor Professor Summers with furries, Archduke Ferdinand spoke out against Gamergate and was shot dead a day later, dark matter caused the fall of Rome, the death of Hammurabi and the subsequent collapse of Babylon, act Ashley Madison in order to slut-shame SJWs, tried to prevent famous author Noah Ward from receiving his well-deserved Hugo Scub hijacked in an on-thriving thread for the greater good created an atmosphere that forced Vester Flanagan to murder two bigoted whites live on Air Force Ice-T to insult the press refusing to die even after a fucking year responsible for the epidemic of fart rape in the USA, tricking WSB-TV into publishing a troll story in spite of their rigorous research brainwashed feminist era and non-rape the Albanian Joni into a weapon of mass misogyny helped the Soviets go to space before the United States betrayed Julius Caesar killing Mata Hari invented spandex and hair metal whispers crazy ideas into Peter Molyneux's while he sleeps forced literally his characters to come out as transgender destroying Black Island fed the remains to Bethesda forged 10-year-old logs to frame an innocent pedophile and ruin a family bond denied Samus Aran her transsexual identity. Made Ernest Adams cry again forced Igda to cast out Ernest Adams replaced Lord of the Flies with a problematic version trained sea lions to poison beaches conspires to create false conspiracies to make feminist conspiracy theorists look like idiots actively shaming pedos on Twitter causing them to circle the wagons tarring edgelords with pedo label infiltrated Daily Cost with acceptable agents so as to sow chaos and discord amongst the ranks trying to frame PC Principal as a pedo made one of his victims ask the UN for help thus wasting their precious time forced Christopher Poole to give up his side to a Japanese criminal infiltrated the dub of the Mongolian moving picture known as Jail College snuck into my house and broke my mini fridge convinced Judas to betray Jesus and then killed Judas to make it look like suicide invented eggplant emojis in order to cyber-rape women listed and wrote a really great book about how Gamergate sucks that you should buy Billy's Nerds started the #bait uprising is, or is allied with, the fugitive known as B.B. Cooper created the greatest honey trap for unethical journalists ever devised actively discourages expressing your individuality via trifling popularizing sexualization of older women gave movie Blob the same diabetes that killed Wilford Brimley sent patriarchy agents Southern and Nero to slut-shame slut-walk of sluts hacked patron closes comment sections used Lizzie to harass Chris Roberts made feminists pee themselves killed archive.mo probably watches anime disappeared the Roanoke colony tricked David Wong into getting banned on Reddit caused Star Citizen to fail with the help of Derek Smart. In progress, inventing Fabian tactics powered up Christina Hoff Summers just as she was going to give up swapped Uncharted 4 with Uncharted 2. Remastered trained Chris Harper Mercer doxed mundane Matt refuses to buy mobile games friends and a porn star ruining Star Wars with the help of Donald Trump preventing Mexicans from mass immigrating into the United States forcing the Canadian Prime Minister to come out of the closet and declare himself a white knight loads of splin mid-sakes and list fags list invades safe spaces crashes charity dinners was such a menace that Twitter had to censor them responsible for the Boxer Rebellion ram the crocodile anime girl into existence does it for their way IFAS the indie apocalypse strong-arm greenlight into killing art games pre-ordered Fallout 4 sent death threats to SXSW framed Kia for it the worldwide neon hair dye shortage funded racist propaganda film The Red Pill Briat Bartek's primary audience triggered sensible pro-scub betas with anti-scub propaganda made Zoe go full can chimp anti-pedophile hate group punch buggies burned our crops poisoned our water supply deliver the plague onto our houses turned me into a nude. I got better, being comfy with Bob Ross reinstated a pro-harassment panel at SXSW shitting in my pants while I was asleep having a blast while doing everything mentioned above snuck a pedo mod into Anita's team. Costing indivisible money and dooming their Kickstarter does not like Nina Freeman's game invented heart emojis to harass Twitter activists introduced Mr. and Mrs. Rogen to meet Terror labeled free speech and anti-censorship crusaders by feminists with internalized misogyny are the ones to face the steel gods of the last apocalypse suspected of serial bird posting being a Nazi pursuing a career as a movie villain banished Megaphone Chan to her own ironic hell created a gaming journalism award having having a blast while doing everything mentioned above. Anti-scub tearing a veterans charity apart, bringing misogyny to airlines needed to be muscled off campus for documenting events. Founded the League of Professional Harassers, turning Zelda into a grill, creates terrorist hoaxes and blames innocent, seeks forced Gawker to turn to political blogging, told PC Principal to SSSS suck my dick, set the whole industry against Kotaku, who edits webcomics to create propaganda, has the temerity to enjoy women in bikinis, blamed SJWs for Koei Tecmo's business decision, secretly infiltrated new safe space, blacklisted Kotaku, continues to make based mom popular, opening the Play Asia, Saltman made anime too manly for homos, Dr. Revolt time, FBI harasses 95% of women, brainwashed Marie Rose VA into becoming a goiter, Goblin found out where the Ralph Shill lives to swat him with the local Amish mafia, and cheap fucking whales wanted dead or alive by the British government. Is the San Bernardino shooter creating nerds who prefer 2D to 3D, made pro-gun tweets on Shad King's name. The Final Fantasy VII Remake Combat 2 serial backpack cucker brainwashed Ariel Connor, responsible for the book burning of State of Play, got Bayonetta the fighting fucktoy into Smash 4, tricking feminists into liking Bayonetta, killed Firefox OS, ruined Josh Kuhn's import of 8chan stole pandas memes, forced Play Asia to make one hell of a profit with Dokes import, spanned Milo from Twitter, got Milo hired by BuzzFeed, usurped the patriarchy as #1 boogeyman, fed Wu to the wolves, exposed Mr. Shitface's scam is actually Kylo Ren, made it no longer current year, turned the it's not censorship, it's localization argument against Sakju, convinced Milo to cuck Queen Sargon's wife, responsible for Freebs telling Nephhail to be nice, replaced all Steven Universe characters with male neckbeards wearing fedoras, made Common Core Mash look bad, cloned Milo Yiannopoulos, repeatedly killed David Bowie, assassinated in a non-event stay as Volt refuses to accept the civilization of their jungle, turned gamers into the new religious right, made Snape kill Dumbledore, then killed him once he outlived his usefulness, forced the Force Awakens Rey to legally change her name into Mary Sue, gave the cancer to the creators of that dragon. Cancer game continues to commit online harassment, kicked Ann Wheaton off Twitter, told Wesley to shut up, stop games from being art, destroyed Twitter's stock value, escaped Canadian justice, devastated Anita's mental and physical health, got fired from Offworld, made Nick Denton resign, hacked Marvel's checking account and transferred $1 mil to Trump, killed Twitter, sorry it took so long, gives unsolicited opinions on Israel, dawned a new era, forced Twitter to create the Ministry of Truth, Trust and Safety Council invented to deal with Uber governments, killed Gamtrailers, escaped American justice, refuses to accept purified translations, harassed an astronaut serial head Petter, forcing UN to respond to alarming spread of waifuism, being cuter than a pickled cucumber, eating all the sheep, brazenly posts copyrighted leaks, complaining about censorship, localization, culturization, Harmony demands to know who will be localizing their Jap games, gave Japanese feminists internalized soggy knees, denounced by the President of the United States, ignored the harassment summit on SXSW, thumbed down the Ghostbusters trailer because it featured women, jumped the barrier and tried to attack Trump, brainwashed an 11-year-old to shit-talk, BuzzFeed rejected Melissa Click's appeal to not be fired, cast a non-trans actor to play Wu, forced Gawker to pay $115 million in compensatory fees, forced Gawker to pay $25 million in punitive fees, brain raped an artificial intelligence, objectified a child like adults as enjoys large posteriors and cannot prevaricate, created Neo Gamergate, turned Notch into a legendary super misogynist, had Allison Rapp fired for moonlighting, made Baldur's Gate misogynistic, left bad reviews for Siege of Dragons, peer pressuring a game dev to censor their art, made the industry sex negative, hired go-go dancers for their industry parties, raped a coloring book, harassed someone off Twitter 24 seconds after first contact, molested Hideki Naganuma with facts, used a journalist to harass someone with right of reply, letting them fight, opening the portal to hell, killed 8chan servers, sacrificed Prince to save 8chan servers, attends sexist all-male game dev panels, wants to suspend Sakju courses in university, fired a professor because she was white, triggering fatties being on the wrong side of history, fondling 55 eggs by surprise, molesting people in VR, plays Doom better than Polygon, safeguards vagina bones are the lovely, horrible people at 88 at Con, told God check Mike was seducing AVG into the dark side of history turned way Ivets into Gamergate's worst nightmare turned notch into a woman-hating MRA. Rape monster confuses a lot of overreacting woman captured all goon territory and Eve delivered the final leg drop on Ligakra corrupted Milo into an internet supervillain called a Jew. A Nazi bullied Reddit's abandoned daughterman's life into Lyre refusing to ban Lyre uses celebrities' lives as fuel for the meme magic leg drop Gawker into bankruptcy filled up code Demonkeys disc with shitposting made mighty number 9 fail attempted to kidnap someone at Q3 hired 5 fictional toads and a fictional conman to gang rape someone using the time machine to harass innocent localizers gave a toddler meningitis made it rain in London causing the UK to leave the EU casted the original Ghostbusters as all men keeping the MN9 booth from being set up refused to play with Steven Tortilla playing Pokemon without fear of repercussion not watching Grillbusters talking to girls who play Pokemon Go waging war against Ghostbusters and Leslie Jones got Milo bumper snipped from Twitter. Again. Leveled up on the DNC barbecued worst Korea chasing top kit from Kodak who appropriated and augmented a group of racist defunded paranormal investigators by linking them to a suicide group channeled the powers of love and death into misogynistic flowers Susser trolled surviving for 2 years ejected a fascist dictator and toppled his dishonest empire more effective than New York media. Silicon Valley and Hollywood being Gawker's biggest enemy celebrating their daughter's birthday continuing to be the #1 hate group online forced aggros to spend Christmas and New Year's whinging alone owned some bitch caught the Arby's killer became a verb made Pepe great again inspired Trump's campaign seduced the Oculus Rift founder hacked the DNC forced Pepe into the American school curriculum bought 4chan defended Devin Faraci forced the UN to gather 800 gigabytes of white supremacy frogs marketing a Nintendo Switch infiltrating the emoji selection committee hiding millions of anti-Semitic tweets virtually raping a woman under the name Big Bro 442 unintentionally prepared all of us for the 2016 election made Hafchin go bankrupt bullying a comic writer off Twitter turning South Korea into a Chinese girl cartoon using free speech to undermine the freedom of the press triggering BlizzCon is actually the FBI is actually President of the United fucking States of America making alternate Earth great forever creating fake news ordering pizza without pineapple genesis of the outright outliving Castro corrupting communist mascots with glorious capitalism laid the groundwork for online harassment and conspiracy glorious swing faggot extraordinaires funded the most diverse game in history, eliminating racism, sexism, and the game/animation/whatever itself from existence being associated with white supremacist groups spent Christmas with Lyre actually had fun for Christmas destroyed the outright became meme warriors toxic gamer culture weaponized nostalgia shutting down every woman who tried to even have a forum causing Battleborn to flop carrying meme associations with the presidential inaugural speech made Antifa shoot itself in self-defense set a limo on fire taught the right wing to collectively target sponsors sent the head motive/v/to attack Shia the beef revealed their leader to be Grand Nazi Jonathan Aryan Jafari should posted an ethnic minority into existence propelled a gay immigrant to international fame and fortune won the Superb Bowl 2017 for the white supremacist team won't stop pretending it was about video games turned PewDiePie into a Nazi tested their methods to hurt people on video games journalists cucking games journalists out of their own safe space trying to seduce anonymous anime mom surprisingly made gaming darkly politicized helped PewDiePie darkly politicize gaming via time travel basically runs the country now forced Salon to change their stance on pedophiles with their archive scares Seppi more than AE almost.